pinky ring. Lot of gang, lot of bitches in the icy chain. While you claim that you rich, that's a false claim. I be straight to the whip, no baggage claim. Whole lot of styles, can't even pronounce the name. You ain't got no style.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to TaylorXo, or welcome to TaylorXo if you're a new subscriber. So, y'all, let's get into this video. Now, I do want to give credits to, I think it was either The Young and the Desperate or Flo. It was either one of them. Specifically, I know it was Flo that I seen this morning, the video. So I went on YouTube this morning, as I always do, and y'all know that Jazzy has been going live just about maybe 2 to 3 times a day for the past few days. And, being that I am a mom, I can't catch everything all the time. I do watch these lives, but sometimes you can skip a part or two, and sometimes it is just overlooked. And I will say that I did watch this live specifically that we were talking about today, and I didn't even peep it, or maybe I did. I was just so wrapped up in something else that it totally slipped my mind. But people were posting this clip this morning of Ava catching Jazzy in a lie, or exposing Jazzy for her lies. Yet again, Jazzy is exposed for lying. I mean, y'all know yesterday we went into the whole spill about how she went on to tell this sexual assault story, and she was just going on and on. And as she was going on and on, just things were not making sense. I was picking a lie here, picking a lie there, and I was just putting it all together, and it did not sound like a legit story. Maybe it was, but there was a lot of people who were catching her on her lies, the same lies that I caught her on, and it just was not making sense at all. So y'all also know that B Loves gave her a shout out. B Loves started speaking on Jazzy in one of her recent videos, and she was talking about the mommy sector and how, the moms are getting CPS called on them for false allegations, and, it's affecting these mothers' lives. And overall, people do it on YouTube. They make false allegations and call and do all these things to these YouTubers. So she mentioned Strong Mommy Chrissy's name. She mentioned Ming's name. So she definitely does watch the mommy sector. I remember B Loves, I don't know, I think she shouted out, she was talking about Liv's story. When Liv was pregnant, it was either when Liv was pregnant or she was going through her divorce. I do know that B Loves did speak on it. So B Loves is frequent in the mommy sector, and I don't know if y'all knew that. I don't know if people watch B Loves themselves, but she is a famous mukbanger on YouTube, and she does seafood boils, supposedly the queen of seafood boils. So if y'all are not familiar with her, she does have a big following, about 3 million subscribers. So a lot of people were like, how in the heck is B Loves watching Jazzy when, out of all people, why would B Loves be watching Jazzy? It just didn't make sense. And I guess, she does watch the mommy sector. So once you watch Ming, Chrissy, Liv, you kind of, find all of them because they're all linked into basically the same group. So people were saying that since, she's gotten this Be Loved shout out, she has been acting brand new, coming on here trying to spin the narrative like she is this concerned mother who loves her kids so much, who is so protective over her kids and, feeds her kids. And she's just this poor mother who gets bullied and, told that she's a bad mother. So she definitely has been trying to spin the narrative that she is not who people say she is. And I guess, B Loves has never seen Shabby Life. I think a lot of her supporters have never seen My Shabby Life. And as much as they're over on Reactors channels, you would think that they would know what My Shabby Life is. But I guess they do not. I guess, they may have watched it and thought there was nothing wrong with it. I don't know. But, after watching My Shabby Life, there is still people who do support this woman on YouTube. So, a lot of people have been getting the sense that she is just trying to paint this whole narrative, switch the whole entire narrative and try and make it seem like poor Jazzy, she's the best mother, and people are just picking and bullying her for no reason, which we know that that's not the case. And anybody who's been watching Jazzy for a long period of time knows that this is not a poor me, boo-hoo me type. This is not that type situation. We know that the things that she's been accused of, we've seen on camera, we've witnessed firsthand a lot of these things. So, these aren't things that were just made up or just, because we hate Jazzy so much, we're just going to keep pinning this stuff on her because, we're calling her a child abuser, but meanwhile, she's over there, spoiling her kids like hell, giving them the world, and we're still just calling her a child abuser. No, that's definitely not the situation. And that's why I've never really felt bad on reacting on this woman because, it's not like we're just making up these outlandish lies and just saying that this woman is just a monster when in all reality, she's the whole opposite. When in all reality, this woman is not, some, peaches and cream, flowers and unicorns. Like, we know that Jazzy definitely does whatever anybody's on this stuff saying she does. I mean, yeah, people do lie, but we primarily know that whatever is being said on here, Jazzy is doing. So that leads me to get into this live that she did yesterday. This was like one out of the 3 that she did. It was later towards the nighttime. And she was super irritated with the kids, as always. I do think that Chris is now going back in this pattern where he's not around as much. Maybe he is. I don't know. I mean, I think he was around her. And I think he was home, or he wasn't home in this live, but I think in the previous live she did, he was home. But at some point he left and possibly didn't come back home, or something happened because her mood had totally switched. And, that's a couple people have been calling her out in her lives recently for, just how like more calm and relaxed she is when Chris is around, and she's more, willing to talk to the kids. And then when Chris is not around, she won't speak to the kids. She's super angry. She's super mad. And it's just like, sis, why is how you treat your kids based off of when that man is around? Like, it's going to get to the point to where, the kids won't want to come there at all. And I'm surprised now the kids just seem to not really, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but the kids don't seem too bothered that, they have to be there. I mean, I know that's their mother. They still want to be there. But, from what we've been hearing about what goes on in that house, and just everything that's been going on these YouTube streets that she's been talking about, I can't imagine, them kids love to come home. I know them kids are crying and just so depressed to come home. I know as a child, I was always depressed to go home because I just knew that it was just going to be BS when I got home, or it just wasn't a place that I wanted to be. So, I know that feeling, of wanting to be somewhere else, but having to go home. And, it's your home. You really have no choice unless like something crazy, wild is happening. And especially in Texas, I've been seeing that the CPS system really everywhere, but specifically Texas, some real shit has to be going down for children to be removed from the home. So she was super pissed off. She was drinking. I think she was drinking all day yesterday. And, I guess she has to drink to not have to be depressed and to not have to face, what she's truly dealing with, like the 5 kids she's got to deal with, Chris she's got to deal with, money issues she's got to deal with. So sis was drinking all day yesterday. And, she came on the previous day to talk about how Aiden does have autism. She finally admitted that Aiden does have autism, a mild case of it, and he also has ADHD. And, people were talking about how she just seemed like it just went in one ear out the other, like she was, concerned and mad because Aiden had to be sent home because of him acting out so bad. And she said most of the times, he does have to get sent home unless he's on his medicine. And she talked about it and she got off live, and then you didn't really hear about anything since then. I mean, she's been going live constantly. So clearly she's not worried about anything that's going on in that home, but just doing live so she could get a couple dollars, so she could pay her bills every month. So, y'all, let's get into this clip. Let's just get into the clips because I know y'all are tired of hearing me talk already. So Aiden was asking her a question and she was just so annoyed. It looked like she just wanted that boy out of her face so bad. He was trying to talk to her about school, about how, the girl treats him nice at school and he has a friend. And she just looked like she just didn't want to be bothered at all. And in fact, after he finished the sentence, she told him, go play. Like there was no response of, oh, okay. I mean, she did say, oh, was that the friend from last year? But that was it. And you could tell Aiden knew that she was disconnected. And Aiden just went on about his business. And, She always tries to redirect the kids when they come up to her and try to talk to her about something. Even school, like, sis, you should be glad that your son is coming to you and talking to you about school and telling you what's going on. I mean, especially for being that Aiden does have some trouble expressing himself sometimes, you should be glad that Aiden took the initiative to come up to you and start talking to you about how his day went in school and his friends and how they treat him. That's very important for a child to be in tune with themselves, to be able to go home and, tell their mom, their father, whoever's at home, what's going on in school. So let's get into this clip, y'all, and then we will talk about it.
Whenever I pack your lunch, if I pack different things, you promise?
Yeah.
You go play.
I was going to school and my friend be nice to me. I was playing.
Oh, what's her name? Is it the little girl that you was in class with last year?
Mommy, that was not. So it's taking forever.
Huh?
I was so say forever.
But tell Maya I said come here.
Maya.
So y'all can tell right there, sis is annoyed. She just wanted him out of her face. She wanted to continue the live. And it's just like, sis, you're not talking about anything anyway. People come in your lives and they ask you, like, okay, well, what are we talking about now? It seems like your supporters have to carry your live. You don't come with any, topics or things that you truly want to talk about or how your life is going or nothing. So, sis, why are you rushing that boy out of your face, acting like you're talking about some serious business when the whole time you're talking about a bunch of nothing and you just wanted him out of your face? And then you wonder why your kids act the way they do. I mean, Aiden seems like he just cannot get a word into this girl, and he wants so bad to have his mother's affection, and he just can't get it. He's trying, and she's so worried about Chris and money that she just doesn't care what anything these kids have going on. She just does the bare minimum for them, send them to school, bring them home, and then that's it. It just seems like she has no true interest into anything that these kids have going on. She's only worried about just keeping them alive barely and just, that's it. So y'all know that Ava, is super, super skinny. Ava is super skinny, and, people have been questioning, like, is she eating enough? Is she okay? She looks sick. And Jazzy always tries to pass it off like Ava just doesn't like to eat much. She's just the, picky eater. And which I really don't believe that Ava is, just by the things that Ava goes up and says to her, especially about food. So let's get into this clip, because not only did Ava question her about her being mad, is that why Jazzy didn't want to cook her food, but she also caught Jazzy, or to expose Jazzy in a lie, when she asked Jazzy, or when Jazzy said, Chris is cooking, and Ava says, but he's not here. Like, sis, are you kidding me? People keep telling you to stop going live when it's chaotic. Your kids are just running around, going crazy. They hear what you're talking about. They're obviously going to expose you. Like, why do you go live during these times? It's like she asked to be exposed. But right after Ava, well, y'all, let's just get into the clip and then we will talk about it.
Maya, they on my desk, huh? Huh? I'm not. I look mad.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm not mad. I gotta rest and be some face.
You don't want to check on no breakfast?
Chris is cooking. Did you find him? Bring him here.
Yeah, I like you better.
Give me your remote so you can go help Aiden. What does he have? How did you get that? Go get that from him and then put it back in the drawer.
I want to.
Hold on, y'all.
So y'all heard firsthand. Ava asked her, are you mad, mommy? And Jazzy responds with, no, I'm not mad. I'm just tired. I always have the rest and be face. But then Ava says, is that why you didn't want to cook us breakfast? And it's just like, sis, so you mean to tell me that you're that pissed off about that bum in there and about your money issues, that you wake up on the type time talking about, oh, well, since Christine come here, and I can already picture it now. Christine come here and y'all aren't picking up and stuff's just all messed up. You know what? I'm not cooking no damn breakfast. Y'all figure it out. That's exactly what I could imagine that Jazzy was over there telling those kids, because Ava is 5 years old. At this point, I think she's kind of out of the storytelling. Sometimes kids do get to storytelling and, they tell some things and exaggerate some things. Sometimes kids do that. I'm not going to just say all the time, but I would say it from like 1 to 3 kids do get to the age where, they say some things exaggerated. But Ava's 5 years old, and I think she's old enough to know what's going on. Ava's always been kind of the little smarter one out of the bunch. And so, I truly do think that is what happened, that maybe Jazzy woke up mad because Chris wasn't there. And she just told the kids, well, you know what, I'm not cooking breakfast. Y'all figure it out, And as well as she did a live yesterday also, and Kaylin was making white sandwich bread with ketchup on top and cheese, calling it a pizza. And then Amaya followed her in, and Amaya started asking for let's just get into the clip. I like to talk and explain things, but I feel like it's a little better if y'all just see the clip firsthand and y'all don't think, oh, well, she's just bullshitting. She's just lying and exaggerating. Y'all, I really do like to put the proof in here because, I don't like to lie or, create no conspiracies on people. The things that I do say in here are always, things that I've seen, heard, or somebody, show proof something. So let's get into this clip, y'all.
But see the homemade pizza that she used, so she used bread. I don't know what she used. Like she used a cup or something to cut it out. And then she used ketchup and cheese. I can't do that. We have pizzas. We have spaghetti sauce in there. I would have used that before anything. You may have social anxiety. It's out and communicate, talk to people. Because I feel like sometimes you tried it. Y'all taste buds is weird. With ketchup? That's ketchup, you know, right?
Yeah, I saw him make the whole day. I want to make myself one so bad.
You want a piece?
No, I don't want a piece.
Can I
No, I'm eating it.
Just make her one. Make them one.
Can I make myself one?
Make one for you and Legend.
It's
Make sure
really
you
good.
turn off.
Okay,
What the heck?
So, y'all, I had to cut that clip down a little bit. So if it seems like it skipped to one part to the other, that's because she started talking about one thing and then she started talking about Tiara and then she went back when the kids came back in the room. So I wanted to show how, it's just like, sis, is there no food in the house? Why are the kids eating sandwich bread with ketchup and cheese? And then she had the nerve to say, oh, well, there's spaghetti sauce in there, not trying to make it seem like that's all they had in there. But, I mean, I don't know. I would think that if there was spaghetti sauce, maybe Kaylin would have used that. Why would anybody just use sandwich bread, ketchup, and cheese for a pizza? I mean, I don't know if it was a TikTok hack. I don't know. I could have sworn she said that. But either way, it's just like she couldn't even get up to make Amaya and a Legend something to eat. Like, Amaya was clearly waiting on her to make something, the way she hopped up and said, oh, I want one so bad. And the way, she hurried up and said, oh, make Legend one. Legend was clearly probably hungry too. It's just like, I didn't see her do a big grocery haul last month. Maybe we'll see her do one this month. But, I've been getting to the theory, like, maybe were her food stamps cut off? I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's just like the starving allegations, and they're not really allegations at this point. She does starve her kids. It's been going on for the longest now. CPS has been coming for the longest now. People have been pointing out the same things that they've been pointing out for the longest now. And I just think at this point, a lot of people say, oh, we'll leave her alone. CPS isn't taking the kids, which obviously they aren't. Because if CPS, would have taken the kids, they would have did it a while ago. And, you would think for a mother that has CPS knocking at her door like pizza deliveries, as I said before, you would think that she would make sure that her kids are well fed. They're not on live talking about, were you mad? That's why you didn't cook me breakfast. It's just like, do you want the kids taken at this point? Do you want to be another Liv? Do you not want your kids? Because, sis, Legend's getting taken too. It won't just be the Davis 4, because I know you just want the Davis 4 gone and then you want Legend up in there. But, sis, all the kids will be taken, all 5 kids. So at this point, it's either you want the kids taken or you just don't care. You're so down bad and depressed. It's just like, why do those kids have to constantly pay because your man is not in there doing what he needs to do, or not? You're giving you the attention that you need to be given. You know, it's like, why do the kids have to pay not eating breakfast because his bum ass doesn't want to wake up and give you some attention or come home at night? It's just like, it's so pathetic. And the fact that CPS just throws this case out like, oh, well, you know, the kids have a roof over their head. They have food, you know, they have clothes, they have shoes. I just, it's mind blowing. It's like, what is CPS even for? I mean, kids have to be bloodied out, starved, 2 pounds, you know, being beaten, have whiplashes all over their body. Like, to what extent do kids have to suffer in order to be, you know, classified as, oh, well, I need some help? It's like, it's sick. And, you know, it's really sad how she tries to spin this narrative like she's such a great mom in one live. And then in the next live, you truly see how this girl really is. And she thinks that nobody picks up on things. She thinks nobody sees her lies or hears her lies or dissects her lies. She thinks that nobody catches on to anything. But, you know, I do think that CPS has been giving her, you know, a pat on the back. And I think at this point, she knows she can continue to get away with what she's been already getting away with. And she knows that she could play in them kids' faces about food. She knows that, you know, food is the number one way to control those kids. And the number one way to, you know, get back at Chris, I guess. I don't know. You know, I honestly do not understand her intentions and her things that she does when this man doesn't do what he, you know, do what she wants him to do. Like, sis, don't you have a mouth? Like, if you're that bothered about him not coming home or him cheating or him not paying things, why don't you bring that energy to Chris and not bring the energy to your kids and have them not eating or whatever the hell the reason why she didn't want to cook them breakfast because she was mad. Like, take that energy to Chris. Use that energy to Chris, because maybe a little bit of that transferred energy will, you know, light a spark in his ass to get up off his ass and go do something. Because, you know, the way the kids have to get treated in return for you being so scared and petrified to say anything to that man, it's truly sick. And, you know, I think at some point, people have been saying the kids will start talking. They will start going to school and start talking if they haven't already. But I would definitely think that that's something that Ava would possibly go to school and tell the teachers. Like, you know, my mom was mad this morning. She didn't cook me breakfast. And again, it'll be reported to CPS. And again, they'll come and be, you know, just walking away with no kids in their hands and no, you know, plan of what's going to happen with these kids or, you know, the stipulations that are going to have to be put in place so she can continue to keep these kids. You know, nothing is going to happen. Nothing, you know, nothing of that sort. So, y'all, I had to make a video because I just could not believe that yet again these kids are exposing her. And yet again, she tries to talk over them like they're nothing. But comment down below, y'all, what you guys think about this whole, the kids or Ava exposing her, and off of the simple fact that once Chris is gone, she hates those kids even more. Comment down below what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please stay tuned for another one.
Woke up this morning, can't remember nothing. Till bitches just flowing from London. Nothing I remember, they calling me daddy. The mattress was covered in money. Went to sleep with my jewelry and chains on. Had to wake up and recount the money. I got a bitch, she gon' kill for real. Talking about Clyde and Bunny. Cool with the kid, copy. Got to pull up with a stick, stop it. Rich nigga shit, rich nigga. Oh, 100 pockets riding. Got it. I go to space with the stars. I smoke a blunt on my pilot. Saturn, Moon, Earth, and Mars. NASA take off with the rocket. $500,000 on the necklace. No rich nigga, we successful. Say she wanna feel special. What? They go make her feel special.